Cancer's back. Back at it again. This is the 8th video I filmed today. Please send help.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jess. Today is day 3, I think, of 7 days of top 7. So happy Wednesday to you guys. But today is a very, very exciting prompt for me. It is 7 characters, the top 7 characters that you relate to. So I'm really excited to go into a little bit more depth into why I absolutely love these 7 characters. They are my absolute favorites, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's go ahead and just get started. So the first character that I want to talk about, I've actually never spoken about before on my channel. I know it's a little weird for people when they are... I feel like when you guys hear this, it might be a little weirded out, but I would say Dan Torrance from The Shining. If you guys are familiar with that book, it is about a boy whose father decides he wants to write, but he wants to write in a secluded location. So he actually moves him and his wife and his son to a town and to oversee a hotel. Now, the reason why I really kind of connected with Dan Torrance is I'm actually from a very interesting family. A lot of people did actually struggle with alcoholism when I was growing up, and I really connected with him when I was reading it when I was younger. I am fortunate enough now to have grown up in a better environment, but at the time I really connected with him because his father was an alcoholic. His father struggled with alcoholism. There's points in the book and in the movie in the beginning part where his dad, you know, tries to stop drinking and has this drinking problem, and then obviously, if you guys are not familiar with it, it does come back later on in the book, but I just really connected with him. Yes, he is very young, and I guess I wouldn't connect with him so much now, but I definitely did when I was younger because we were about the same age when I was reading the book, so it was very hard to read it at points, but I definitely connected with Dan Torrance. The next character that I connect with so much would be Sierra from Carve the Mark. I know I've spoken about her before on my channel, but honestly, you guys, I think she's just the tops for me. She is a character who's suffering a lot of emotional and mental and physical pain, and she just tries to carry on with her life, but I think the reason why I connect with her so much is not because I also feel all of those things, but because she does it in a very imperfect way. Now, Sierra is not necessarily the best character. She does a lot of things that are a little bit questionable. She does kind of abuse people to get what she wants. She does a lot of cruel things throughout the book as well, but I adored her because there's so much character development from the beginning of the book to the end of the book, and I think that she is just a great example of how people can change realistically. I think that's what really got me about that. And I know there's a lot of drama, I've spoken about this before, about that book. I would definitely check it out. Nina Simone actually did a video on that, and if you go to her channel, you can see like the controversy with Carve the Mark, and if you watch that video, it kind of debunks everything, and I think it's very important because I feel like the character Sierra is a very important character for people to understand. Now, the next character I connect with is a little bit strange, but it would be Holland from the Shades of Magic trilogy. Not only do I want to date Holland because I absolutely adore him, but I do connect with him on kind of like a spiritual level. Holland is not necessarily the best character at all in the books, but I think the reason why I connect with him so much is there is such a character growth in him that happens in these books. He does start out as, like, you know, the character that we all don't like to the character that we can actually understand, and I think that's why I love him so much. I was kind of a brat when I was younger. I was pretty terrible. I did a lot of like questionable things, which I think every young kid does. I mean, not anything like terrible, but definitely some questionable things. And I am where I am now, and I think that's why I relate to him so much, is because he did start out as kind of a negative person and then does obviously get better, and I feel like that really speaks to my life because like I said, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but I like to think I'm doing better now, so that is definitely why I relate to him. Now, the fourth character that I really relate to is also a little bit strange, but it would be Roland Deschain from the Dark Tower series. I really enjoy him as a character because he is very standoffish at the beginning of the books. He doesn't want anything to do with anybody. He's just like, I'm on my path and that's what I'm doing, and I have always lived like that. And then later on in the books, he starts really caring for the characters that he's around. He starts really connecting with them, and that's how I am. Even when I meet somebody, I used to be just like, I don't care, like, they're just in and out of my life kind of thing, because unfortunately I moved around a lot when I was younger. I have had a bunch of different homes. I've had like different families. I've traveled a lot, so for me it's like I don't really want to connect with people, but I think it's really important, and I think that's why I like him, because you get to experience with him kind of breaking down his walls, and that's why I relate to him. Especially, I was reading those books when I first got married. I left like all my friends behind and moved to California, and that started coming back up in me, like the not wanting to connect with people, and those books really got me through that, and it helped me be able to make long-lasting friendships. And I feel like a lot of people can probably say this, but It's weird because I didn't used to be a fan of this character, but the older I get, the more and more I relate to her, and yeah, it's gonna be Hermione Granger. I love her now. I didn't used to before. She's not like my favorite character, but I still really enjoy her, and the reason why I relate to her so much is the more I look back on my life and the more I see the connections between me and Hermione growing up. Hermione was incredibly intelligent, and I'm not saying I was like, you know, that intelligent, but I was smart enough that people kind of thought that I was a little bit strange. I was in like advanced classes and like, you know, reading a lot and things like that, and people gave me a lot of shit for it, and I don't necessarily understand why you'd want to like be mean to somebody who's smart, but I definitely relate to her in that way, and also in the I want to do what's right but also not want to get in trouble way. I definitely relate to her in that way as well. I don't know, without going into too much detail, I really relate to her in the sense of like being intelligent and being ridiculed for being intelligent. Now the next character I relate to is more of a recent thing, but the next two are going to be more recent. I absolutely 1000% connect with Eliza from Eliza and Her Monster. She is a character who suffers from severe anxiety, and that is something that I suffer with. The last couple of days have actually been one of the worst anxiety days that I've had in a while, but I really loved her character because she's very realistic. She was trying to keep anonymity with the comic that she was writing, and when people find out who she actually is, you know, it really sends her down this dark spiral. And I think the reason why I connect with her so much is the anxiety that she experiences and the way that she tries to cope with it and handle it. That's me in a nutshell. That's exactly how I am, and it does become too much for her at some points, and that's exactly how my life is. So I really connect with her. I thought that she was funny and intelligent, but also, you know, kind of like afraid of people, and like I said, with the anxiety, how could I not connect with her? And I feel like the last character will come as no shock to anybody, but it is Eliza from Turtles All the Way Down. I loved that book. You guys have seen my review on it. I just could not get enough of it. And the reason why I think I connect with Eliza so much will come as no shock to anybody, and it is because of her OCD. It was so nice to have a book written about OCD because it was really like, it was refreshing to see myself in a character. A lot of the times when I read books, as much as I love them, I realized that I would never be able to do what that character is doing. So it was really nice to have a book where the character was literally just like, I can't do that, my OCD is just preventing me from doing it. And also, I think the reason why I connected with Eliza is, Eliza's like me in the sense of, we fear things that don't make sense, but don't fear the things that the average person does. There's a point in that book where she's actually wading through a river, and her friend is like, this is nasty, this is gross, I don't want to be in here. And Eliza's just like, yeah, whatever, it doesn't bug me. And that's how I am. I'm afraid of a lot of things, but I'm not afraid of the things that most people would be afraid of. It's a little strange. So Eliza really spoke to me on a whole nother level. I just adored her. And if you have not read that book, I would pick it up. I think it's a good read. I know people are kind of like back and forth about whether or not it is, but I think it 1000% is. Alright guys, so that is it for day 3 of 7 days of top 7. You can find the links to the other videos down below that I have posted, but I am so excited to be doing this. As always, I will leave the link for G's original video if you guys are wanting to participate. It is so much fun, like I'm not kidding, it has been so much fun doing this, and I'm really excited for the next videos, but I hope you guys are having a good week, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!